Michigan area because Detroit is the host of the 10th Annual National Square Dance Convention, an event which has attracted thousands of dancers from every corner of the United States and Canada. Sponsored by the Michigan Council of Square and Round Dance Clubs, the convention is a 3-day program featuring colorful, exciting spectacles, exhibitions, clinics, and workshops of the square dance movement, and is being held at Cobo Hall in Detroit.
Side ladies chain your nose, head ladies chain back, side two ladies chain on back and join hands. Circle later around the ring, circle to the left, go round and go all around the left-hand lady. Seesaw down the pretty little paw down on the left of the corner. Come back and promenade them 2 by 2 and all the way around as you always do. Right back home and bow to your partner. Now to your corner and whoa, right there.
I'm Shelby Newhouse, if you can hear me over the enthusiastic response of this crowd behind me, because they're having a wonderful time. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second day here in the Cobo Hall Arena of the National Square Dance Convention being held here in Detroit. The folks have taken over the towns, many thousands of them, and I'm sure if you've seen them in downtown Detroit, perhaps in other parts of the city sightseeing, they're easily recognized, the badge being the colorful square dance costumes they have on. We'll show you a great deal about square dancing and the different types of dancing in the next half hour. And there are square dance callers, the best in the business, here from all over the country. And right now, a square dance demonstration. The caller, Al Brundage of Westport, Connecticut. And here they go, Al Brundage calling.
Now couples 1 and 3, you lead to the right and circle 4 in time. Let's make a line, go forward, 8 and back with you. Then right and left through and turn the girl. 2 ladies chain, turn them twice around and form. New lines again, go forward 8 and back and then. Hey, right and left on 2, turn and do-to-do that corner girl. Come back and promenade me home to Kansas City, 'cause it's our hometown. And 1 and 3, you lead out to the right circle up 4 in time. Say you got a line. Go up and back with you, right to left on 2 and turn. Same 2 ladies chain. Turn twice around, then new lines again to go forward 8 and back with you. And right to left on 2, say turn and do-to-do that corner girl. And come back and promenade me back to Indianapolis is my hometown. 2 and 4, lead right out to the right, go circle up 4 in time. Make a line and then forward 8 and back with you. Right left down 2 down, say 2 ladies chain. Turn them twice around and form right 2 lines and go forward 8 and back with you and do a right left on 2. Turn, let's go to know that corner girl. Come back and promenade me home to Westport, Connecticut. It's our hometown. 2 and 4, lead out to go right up 4 in time. Now make a line, go forward 8 and back again with you and do a right left on 2 now. 2 ladies chain, turn me twice around and form 2 little lines again to go move it up and back with you. Hey, right left on 2, turn and do that corner girl. Come back and promenade me home, say you're home again, so swing it, my hometown. Well, good. Thank you much.
Well, as you can see, this second day of the convention, the place is really, literally in full swing. And standing beside me is the gentleman who made this particular convention here in Detroit possible, the general chairman of the 10th National Annual Square Dance Convention, Mr. Harold Erickson of Detroit. And he deserves the gratitude and the thanks of all those that you see here today and those whom you don't see visiting the convention. Harold, I think most of us know what a business or industrial convention is like. What is the purpose, the reason for a square dance convention?
Well, this, you might say, is the gathering of the clan of square dancers. We come to have fun, to learn new routines, learn new dances, and just generally to have a very good time.
Because it isn't just a play convention, it's a work convention as well.
Well, we have what we call panel discussions where they talk about the mistakes in square dancing or things we should do, should learn, different things that people want to learn about.
We know they're here from all over the country and other parts of the world as well. How many folks are in attendance?
The last report I had, there was 43 states represented, 5 Canadian provinces. We had 6 people come in here from Madrid, Spain. We had 3 people from Saudi Arabia, and I just found out this morning that we have a couple here from the Argentine.
And do they really square dance out there?
Well, they do. It's an American folk dance that's carried all over the world.
Because square dancing has its origin in folk music, I suppose, doesn't it?
That's right.
But do you find the acceptance of square dancing is on the upsurge, so to speak, in this country today?
Well, nobody's ever taken a census of it, but we estimate there's about 6 million square dancers in this country.
Is it easy to get into a group? If I were in any town in the country, how would I find a group that square dance?
Most of the recreation departments could tell you about a teacher, or if you've heard of anybody that's a square dancer, they can always tell you how to get into it.
Can you give us an idea of the different dances involved? Most of us speak of square dancing just as square dancing, but there are different names for the dances, aren't there?
Well, each dance has a new name or something else. We have patter calls, we have singing calls. That is about the extent of square dancing.
And I've been hearing about rounds also.
Well, part of the square dance movement is round dancing, which of course is a couple dance.
You see, I've been leading you right into our next number.
You
Thanks
sure have.
very much, Harold.
Yeah, thank
Harold
you very much.
Harrison, Detroit.
Thank you.
And now, here's a little different type of square dancing we're going to see right now called round dancing. And I'm told that 20 couples involved have not necessarily danced together before, but they come from different states, and they know the routine being experienced square dancers, right?
That's right.
Good enough. Here they go. our friend is an example of a little different type of square dancing called round dancing. And standing beside me is Mr. Max Forsythe of Indianapolis, Indiana. And Max, my first question to you, sir, is what if folks here in Detroit want to come down to watch this convention in operation? Is that possible?
At all the conventions, we have spectator registration, and they can come down and watch the dancing and also watch the wonderful exhibitions for about an hour and a half tonight if they'd like to.
Good enough. And how are things going in Indianapolis? We have many square dancers there?
Yes, square dancing is really booming all over the country. There's no place without it anymore.
Now, you're one of the outstanding callers. How does a fella get to be a caller if he so desires?
I don't know, you just get the idea you'd like to call and start and work at it a good many years.
A lot of practice.
Yeah, it's been about 20 years with me, so some have only been calling a while, but some a long time.
Apparently there's no school you can go to.
Well, we have weekend schools and week schools at some of the resorts that callers operate.
Well, Max, we're going to ask you now to give the folks at home an idea of what these calls mean, because actually to the person who hasn't done any square dancing, it just sounds like a lot of gibberish and a wonderful rhythm and lots of sound. But if you'll give us an idea of what these calls really mean. We have a square set up behind us here, and I think we'll have Marshall Flippo of Abilene, Texas. Is that correct?
Right.
Another great caller to call this particular square dance. And while Marshall is calling, this gentleman to my left is going to tell you something about the calls. So here we go. Give us an idea, Max, of just what he is saying and what they're doing.
Actually, he's saying things with a lot of words in between the B-notes. 1 and 3, forward and back. The other 2, up and back. Right and left through, 2 couples trade places. The other 2 couples trade places. Now they're trading back. Now the ladies are trading places. The other 2 ladies chain. And they're chaining back. The other words actually don't mean anything except the key calls that the dancers hear, and they know what to do. Here's the Alaman left. Go forward 2, and men star, hold on to the girl. It's called an Alaman var. They just need the word var, and they automatically know to do it. Going forward 2, and they will star again. Shoot the star, take your partner, promenade. Back home, they all have a position where they belong, and they are swinging now and leading to the right and circle 4 to a line. Up and back, the right and left through, which we saw before, but now in 2 lines. Now they bend the line and make it in a new direction. The caller says right and left through, and they're going to crisscross through and find their corner, and Alaman left and around the ring. They're home again. Going around the corner. Alaman left. Going to go forward 2 and backward 2. Here's an old action called a do paso, where they turn one girl and then another girl and back to their partner. And here's the Alaman var. They heard var. Promenade the girl, and they're right back home where they belong.
Thanks to Max Forsythe for that explanation, and Marshall Flippo of Abilene, Texas, for the call. And these 2 lovely folks walking into our picture. This is Ginger and Lou Brown. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And where are you folks from?
West Medway, Massachusetts.
And these are beautiful costumes you have on there. Could you tell us what kind of a dance do they go with?
Well, we do mostly contra dancing and periods that go back to 1724.
Well, the contra dance, a new one to me, and I think probably to some of our viewers, C-O-N-T-R-A, is that it?
That's right. And it is lines facing other lines, and I think your public would know it as the Virginia Reel is an old-time contra dance. And today's dancing is much more modern, much smoother, much less energizing.
And this is really a period costume that you have here.
Yes.
Yes, sir, it's made for us for period dancing.
Now, these folks all come from Massachusetts?
They come from all over Massachusetts. Some of them live 100 miles apart, and they're just plain, everyday dancers that just love it. And we're kind enough to want to get together to do this for fun.
Well, they're beautiful costumes. We're looking forward to seeing the dance, so if you'll join them, Ginger and Lou Brown are going to watch.
Thank you very much.
Here we have a contra dance, something new to add to your repertoire, square dancing. Contra dancers of Massachusetts. Thank Thanks, Al. This is Al Brundage at my left. You may recall he called the first square dance opening the show this evening. And Al hails from right close to Massachusetts.
That's right, Westport, Connecticut, right down the coast.
Something about the next dance, which is a round dance.
That's right, Shelby. The round dance, of course, is a companion piece to square dancing, and the one that's going to be done is a waltz, a Neapolitan waltz. These round dances are definitely part of the Square Dance Club picture, and they're danced just in every city and town where square dancing is.
And there is no caller on this.
Oh, no, there's no caller. These are routines put to a particular piece of music, and the dancers learn the routines and then dance them.
And this means that we will see folks from all over the country dancing who haven't necessarily danced together before.
Oh, that's very definitely. These people have never danced together before. This is purely extemporaneous as far as their getting together and dancing is concerned.
Well, here we go then with a round dance, and this is a waltz, Neapolitan waltz.
Neapolitan waltz.
No caller.
No caller.
Watch this. There is indeed a beautiful waltz. Round dancing, and this chap standing beside me is Dick Wilson. And Dick hails from a part of the country that is even warmer, I'm sure, today than Detroit, right?
About 103, I remember.
San Fernando Valley.
That's right.
And who did you bring to Detroit to this convention?
I brought a teenage exhibition group called the Dudes and Dolls, and they've been dancing for about 4 years. Some of them dancing only 1 year, and all our routines are all choreographed. There's no calls to them. They're all memorized routines.
These are all teenagers.
These are all teenagers.
But they had a wonderful trip.
Oh, we're still having a wonderful time.
And the costumes are beautiful. And here they are. These are the Dudes
and Dolls.
And Dolls from San Fernando Valley. And here they go. Dudes and dolls, youngsters, teenagers from San Fernando Valley in California doing a wonderful choreographed square dance for us. Here's Max Forsyth, one of the best callers in the country, here to do a singing call. And this one is Ragtime Piano, a singing call, Max Forsyth.
Swing that girl around. Alley man left that corner, then weave around that ring. Go in and out around you go until you meet again. Well, you don't saw the lady, alley man, the corner's all. Come back and promenade, go walking round the hall. Hey, there'll be no new tunes. Get home and swing your lady. Ragtime piano of mine. Well, now those four ladies change. Cross that ring. Heads promenade. Go halfway, half round again. Go down the middle with a right and left to and turn with Mary Lou. Four ladies change straight across and turn to City Sue. And then you whirl away, we by one. Seesaw the next one. Back to the corner, swing the corner. Then promenade. Hey, there'll be no new tunes on this old piano. Ragtime piano of mine. And then those four ladies change. Cross that ring. The heads promenade. Go halfway, half round again. Go down the middle with a right and left to and turn your ladies there. Four ladies change straight across and turn in your square. And then you whirl away, we by one. Seesaw the next. Go back to the corner, swing that corner.
From Como Hall Arena in Detroit, WWJ-TV has brought you some of the color and excitement of the 10th Annual National Square Dance Convention. Your host, Shelby Newhouse. Director, Gene Holochek. Technical Director, Robert Lynch. Stay tuned for One Happy Family next on Channel 4.
The next one, left hand and then pull by, do, sa, do, the next one. I'll tell you why, right hand pull by, seesaw round the next one there. Goes left hand pull by and swing the next one there and promenade around. You take her home and swing her, down the piano of mine. And then those four ladies change, cross that ring, the sides promenade, to go halfway.